This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Ayers Furniture, Bytech Resource Management, Claire Bank, Fuller's Milker Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implements, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Bouse Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie's Diner, Pink's Automotive, Good Knees Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Breckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
Today we'll either mostly decide the Ridge and Valley 8 race or throw it into utter chaos. Good afternoon, football fans, and welcome to Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071, X1071.com, the X1071 mobile app, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Laley Center, Monroe. From Tyler Field at Highland High School, the North Crawford Trojans, ranked 4th in 8-player football, take on the Highland Cardinals in Ridge and Valley 8 Conference football, and the Cardinals' homecoming game celebrating 150 years of what is now the Highland School District. From the Ayers Furniture Best Seats in the House, I'm Steve Prestigard along with Tyler Dictanis, and this is the second part of the biggest week in the Ridge and Valley 8 season. North Crawford comes in undefeated and in first place, with two teams with one loss each chasing the Trojans. Belmont, after their 36-28 overtime win over DeSoto last night, and these Cardinals. Obviously, Tyler, the Cardinals have extra rooters in Belmont today, maybe other teams in the conference, but the Cardinals are playing the Trojans shorthanded today.
Yeah, they are. A number of injuries to the Highland Cardinals team. We were here in week 2 of the season when the Cardinals lost Cooper Olsen, a big loss as far as what Highland wanted to do in the perimeter game, and they had a lot of success passing the ball in weeks 1 and 2. But in addition to Cooper Olsen being out, they also lose their starting quarterback Caden Washa to injury. So Jack Terrell now taking over the reins of the Highland Cardinal offense, and he's got the keys to the car to drive this Cardinals offense. But a very tough task here today with the number 4 ranked team in the state, the North Crawford Trojans, coming into Tyler Field today, and a all-hands-on-deck matchup for Highland's 150th anniversary and a massive homecoming game here this afternoon.
If there is a good thing about having a player out due to injury in this circumstance, at least they've had a week to get Terrell ready to play quarterback. So there is that. It's not like you lose your quarterback during the game, and now you got to figure it out.
And the concern overall is, especially in small schools and especially in 8-player football, when you lose key players like Cooper Olsen and Caden Washa to injury, it's really like losing 2 players because you're losing them on both sides of the football. So now it's not just the offense, but the defense also has to make adjustments. And with the small rosters, there's not a lot of depth. You have to rely on some inexperienced players to come in and step up and kind of assume some of the responsibilities that some of those larger role players would have had. So it's very interesting to see for the Highland Cardinals in particular coming into this game, how is Jack Terrell going to run this offense and be able to keep up the fast-paced offense that the Cardinals have had, but how can the defense for Highland also neutralize a very strong rushing attack for the North Crawford Trojans here this afternoon?
Well, to nobody's surprise, we're kind of subject to a case of distraction because we've got all kinds of other things going on today. On 97.7 Country WGLR, Badger football, they are losing right now to Michigan 17-7 at the end of the third quarter. That's the bad news. The good news is the Brewers are now, they were down 1-0, but now they're up 4-1 in the bottom of the first inning over Chicago in Game 1 of the National League Division Series. That is on AM 1590 WPVL. And, oh, by the way, UW-Platteville homecoming is today, and the Pioneers leading after one quarter over Stevens Point 7-0. But it is now time, or will be in a moment, for the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County.
Don't forget the cheese.
And we'll be back in 60 seconds on X1071.
Pregame 1.
Hi, this is Steve Schmidt, owner of the Shoebox in downtown Black Earth. We have thousands of pairs of shoes in stock, no waiting. So stop in anytime, specializing in size, selection, and fit. We will save you money. P.S. We measure both feet. Stop into the Shoebox, the largest shoe store at the north end of Black Earth.
Enjoy the colors of fall and take a drive to Raleigh Cheese House. Stop in and try our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. Try our own fresh, squeaky cheese curds made every week. We also carry many other local cheeses, a wide variety of snacks, deli sandwiches, and beverages. It is worth the drive to shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23 Shellsburg.
Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports on Queen Bee Radio is presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and by Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Check out our upcoming schedule at am1590wpdl.com.
Pregame 1.
Welcome to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on X1071. Huge day in the Ridge and Valley 8, North Crawford at Highland, and we're joined by North Crawford coach Jeremy Fredette. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
You are absolutely in charge of your destiny at this point. You've done everything you obviously needed to. What is particularly working well for you guys at this point?
Just our guys have matured this year. They've gotten a lot better at like working together. Communication's been huge for us this year, and I think that's kind of catapulted us to where we're at right now.
Okay, because the last couple of years, all of a sudden, Highland's kind of, or North Crawford is kind of all of a sudden, hey, they're a team that you got to pay attention to now. So that has to be pleasing for you.
It is. The senior class, when they came in as freshmen, we knew we had something there, and they've bought into everything we put out there, the weight room, and just like the family aspect of this. They're just like brothers. They fight, they argue, but when it comes to playing, they get at it.
All right. When things are going well for you, what's happening?
Things going well for us. Everybody's doing their job. Everybody understands they have a role to play. They have a job to do. And when they're doing that, things are going great. And when they don't, it struggles for us.
And I have to think that people, not that they weren't paying attention before, but you really had a statement game last week in beating Belmont. What worked against the Braves last week?
Just our guys' willingness to sell out. We knew going in that we were probably the better team, but we needed a game like that to show that, yeah, we're a good team. We can play. We can get at it. What worked for us is our guys' attention to detail. Like, we put a plan out there, and they stick to it, and that's what helps. I mean, we played 2 good quarters, but we played 2 bad quarters. So that was a great game because that was our first actual 4-quarter game. So that was kind of nice to see.
Okay, Highland today, they are also in charge of their destiny. Obviously, they could throw a hand grenade into the conference if they beat you guys today. What about the Cardinals? Looks like a challenge. What do you feel are the Rosemeyer Wealth Management keys to the game?
Basically, our defense. We got to keep them in front of us. We can't let them get behind. They run that read option really well, so our guys can't sell out. If we come out and do our job and do it right, we should be fine.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck today.
You bet. Thank you.
Jeremy Fredette, the North Crawford coach. More after this on X1071.
Pregame 2.
I'm here today with Keith Dula from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Keith, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
That's awesome. What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Hey, that's a great question. Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and to take a test drive today.
Pregame 2.
Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues on X1071. Huge day again in the Ridge and Valley. North Crawford and Highland. We're joined by Highland coach Jason Scanlon. Thanks for joining us. This is a perfect example of your being really in charge of your own destiny today, isn't it?
Absolutely. We talked about it all week that we wanted to be in a position toward the end of the season to be playing for a conference championship again. So we're one game behind North Crawford. We get to play them today at home. So that's where we're at.
Now, the problem from your perspective is that you've had to do a little bit of lineup shuffle, or maybe a lot of lineup shuffling due to your injuries. How's that? Maybe you'll see how it works out today, but at least practice-wise, how do you feel that that's worked out?
It's kind of the mentality we have to have. We are always pretty thin on players. We don't have a lot of depth. We kind of cross-train guys as we go, but this has definitely been a big challenge this week. We lost two-way starters last week in the game, and so we're really trying to put the pieces together in 6 days. But practice went pretty smoothly for homecoming week anyway, and we'll see how it goes today. They're excited.
And, of course, that's the usual, coaches seem to have a not love even, but like-hate relationship or tolerate-hate relationship with homecoming as it is.
Yeah, it's a great week for the kids. I mean, they have a lot of fun, but you just being focused on what you need to do to get ready to play a football game is always the challenge. And we talk a lot about being where our feet are. If you're going to be at skit night last night, then you can have fun there. But when you're at practice, you got to focus on football. And so that's the message we send to them. And I think we did a pretty good job of that this week. Practice went pretty smoothly and didn't have a lot of homecoming bumps in the road, I guess.
All right. North Crawford, they have been quite dominant to this point today. What about the Trojans? Looks like a challenge. What do you feel like you have to do in the Rosemeyer Wealth Management keys to the game?
Well, I think they definitely have talented players at all three levels of offense and defense, So we have to be, we always say, coaches always can focus on the controllables, and that's us. How do we play? How do we handle what they're doing? We have a pretty good good plan, we feel. We're ready to execute that plan, and it really comes down to can't turn the ball over, got to cut our penalties down from last week. We had quite a few penalties, and that'll be a key to keep us in a spot where we need to be.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Jason Scanlon, the Highland coach. We will be back with North Crawford and Highland after these messages on X1071.
In Game 1.
Hello, Dr. Matt here from Cuba City Family Dental. Something we take pride in is having 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Our investment in the latest technology and innovative services allows us to provide top-notch dental care to our area families. Take control of your oral health and make an appointment with our team, and let's make your smile the best it can be. Contact Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental now, and let's start this journey together. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
In Game 1.
Friday Night Football, and there is now one team in first place in the Southwest Wisconsin Conference. That is River Valley, which beat Platteville 28-26 on X1071. Prairie du Chien gives New Glarus its first loss, 36-28. Also, Lancaster over Broadhead Judah, 56-18. That was on 97.7 Country WGLR. And Richland Center over Dodgeville 50-28. In the SWAL last night, Belleville over Benton Scales Mount Shullsburg 27-6. Fenimore over Cuba City 28-7. Mineral Point over Southwestern East Dubuque 24-12. And Darlington shuts out Lodi 38-0. In the Six Rivers, Potosi Cassville over Seneca Wazeeka Steuben 33-27. That was on Super It's 106. Iowa Grant over River Ridge 34-30. Riverdale shuts out Boscobel 42-0 this afternoon. Blackhawk Warren at Pecatonica Argyle for the Argyle homecoming. And in the Ridge and Valley 8, Belmont 36, DeSoto 28 in overtime. That was on AM 1590 WPVL. Wisconsin Heights over Monticello 62-32. Wanawag Center Weston over Kickapoo Lafarge 34-20. And this afternoon. And that takes a look at the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. And we will be back with Highland hosting North Crawford for homecoming number 150 after these messages on X1071.
In Game 2.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
For us, our community is at the heart of everything we do. Grant Regional's expanded breast care services are the culmination of our commitment to bringing advanced diagnostic imaging and important care to our patients close to home. We believe early detection is key, and a streamlined follow-up care to improve wait times, offer convenience, and give you important peace of mind. We're proud to be a leader in Southwest Wisconsin with the latest innovation and technology for breast health. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
In Game 2.
And while on the subject of the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, well, the Brewers gave up a run in the top of the first, responded by batting around. Jackson Churio with 2 hits in the first inning. Brewers, after an inning and a half, up 6-1 on the Cubs. That is on AM 1590 WPVL. The Badgers are still trailing Michigan. I'm trying to stall here because the here we go, 17-7, 12-11 left in the fourth quarter, and that is on 97.7 Country WGLR. And UW-Platteville now leads Stevens Point 14-0 second quarter for the Pioneers homecoming. Our coin toss, the People's State Bank coin toss, it will be North Crawford to receive, and they will be moving left to right in the first quarter. Our injury report brought to you by Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. And as we mentioned before, Cooper Olson, of course, out for the year with a knee injury. Caden Washa is out due to injury, their quarterback, so Jack Terrell moves from receiver to quarterback, and as always is the case, there's kind of a carousel effect or a waterfall effect or something like that of A moves to B, B moves to C, and so on for the Cardinals. By the way, catch our live and archived H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Lely Center Monroe video coverage on our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, including Belmont's 36-28 overtime win last night over DeSoto that makes the Braves big fans of the Cardinals coming into this game. Meanwhile, we are broadcasting from the Ayers Furniture Best Seat in the House in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, be sure to visit Ayers Furniture and AyersFurniture.com. Colors of the game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. And Highland in the home red jerseys bright red with white helmets and white pants, and North Crawford in the road maroon pants over the white tops and maroon helmets. So, good looking game.
Aesthetically good matchup, and the Highland Cardinals having the white helmets with the red wing pattern, similar to what the Oregon Ducks wear.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
Since they don't understand the concept of uniform in Eugene, that's kind of an oddity. But then again, there's a lot of teams where black or gray or camouflage has shown up in their color scheme, which is kind of not really a good thing, but there it is. Our exclusive turf and weather report brought to you by Dewey's Tire Repair. For all your farm, auto, and truck tire sales and service needs, the best place to take a leak, Dewey's Tire Repair. You know, it was cooler when we were here for the second game of the season. You were here for the first game of the season than it is now. 86 degrees and mostly sunny skies. Wind will definitely be a factor. The wind is blowing out of the southwest at 20 miles an hour, and southwest from here is the near right corner as we're looking from the Ayers Furniture best seats of the house. So it'll be kind of a diagonal wind going from close right or near right to far left. I don't know that particularly is a good thing for throwing the football, but we'll see.
Could also impact the kicking game as well on kickoffs and punts and things like that. So definitely something to keep tabs on as the game goes along.
Absolutely. Our game today brought to you by the Highland State Bank, Highland, and at highlandstatebank.net. We're brought to you by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch Cobb in Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch Cobb and Platteville. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Mountain City Bank, their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountaincitybank.com. West End Salvage in Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage in Lancaster. And we're brought to you by Lely Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Lely Center Monroe. Starting lineups presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center and at fullersmilkercenter.com. North Crawford undefeated this year, 6-0 and 5-0 atop the Ridge Valley 8. Cullen Jacobus, who is a senior, starts at quarterback. In their win last week
Ladies and gentlemen, North Crawford, Highland, and the
over Belmont, 44-28. Jacobus 3 of 11 for 29 yards with 2 touchdowns. 8 carries, however, for 199 and 3 touchdowns. 2 running backs. Landry Staluka, 11 for 129 and 2 scores, plus 2 catches for 24 last week. And Landon Blaha, 9 carries for 25 last week. An hour and they play 2 tight ends, Gavin Tamling and Zach Bender, who had a 5-yard catch. We'll also see Damian McCormick at a wide receiver. The offensive line, Thurgood Welch, who goes 212 pounds, and Reese Sizer, 213 pounds at guard, and the center, Connor Durst, at 198 pounds. And now from Highland,
will be performed by Highland students Haley Cahoot, Tatum Keelorn, Bella
singing
Smith,
of our national anthem.
Kayla Ford, and Lily Terrell.
Another demonstration why we say here that whether sung or played, the national anthem is best performed live. Group of Highland students, they did a great job.
Highland High School would like to extend a
To continue our Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups, Highland on defense, 3 linemen. Colton Whaler is the nose tackle, and Tanner Dagenhart, Trent Nanke are the defensive ends. Brady Nanke is the linebacker. Cornerbacks Ben Ford and Coyer Zadrazil, and Caden Washa and Jack Terrell are the safeties. We're brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. Our touchdowns presented by Northland Buildings. We've had a lot of them this year, haven't we?
Oh, no doubt, yeah.
For a quality Northland building built tough for the Northland, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post frame buildings. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, also powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, when you are ready. Well, it's been a while since I've done a North Crawford game. This is how long. Number one, they were an 11-player team. Number two, they played Belmont at the, I believe, the last Six Rivers Jamboree at UW Platteville. And the funny part about that game was that Belmont was the road team for some reason. North Crawford came in with dark gray numbers on dark red jerseys. And that was not optimal for visibility, especially considering that was an 11 o'clock start.
Yeah. Yeah, and what a program that Coach Fredette has put together at North Crawford. Obviously, a team competing at the very top of the conference, looking to win the conference outright, and they've been on a path so far this season to make that happen. And coming to Highland, remember last year Highland beat North Crawford twice, both times here in Highland. So you would imagine that there's a bit of a revenge factor coming into this game, that the Trojans want to send a message and let them know that they are the top dog in the Ridge and Valley 8.
Highland is 4-1 and 5-1 overall. And if the playoffs were held today, or if they were held yesterday, basically, North Crawford would be the number 7 seed. Belmont would be 13th, and they're probably going to move up. Highland at 19th and DeSoto at 24. Keep in mind that in 8-player, 32 teams now get in. So those numbers are conducive to those players getting in, but you're not sure until actually, next week is the last week of the regular season and they figure out what the final numbers are in the playoff matrix.
And also how the teams are going to be seated geographically too, because you want to make sure that you have at least a geographically friendly matchup, to begin the postseason. But we'll see what the matrix and the computer systems and everything that goes into making these playoff brackets happen, how it all lines out.
That is going to be a difference also compared to previous seasons. Kind of goes back to the way things were before, where they would seed the 1 through 4 and then come up with the closest matchups. And of course then they changed it to 1-8, 2-7, and so on. But now it's back to where it was, and no one's quite sure how that's going to work either.
Right.
But there it is. Clare Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Clare Bank, where they say, we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. And we are about ready as we run through the 80s with the music. And here is the kickoff to begin high school football on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And McCormick returns the kickoff up to about the 27-yard line.
At about the 29-yard line.
Or actually, they spotted up at the 29, and we're all figuring out how the officials are going to do things.
Yeah, the nose of the football touching the 30-yard line just off the right side hash mark.
Therefore, it is technically at the 30-yard line, and they'll start with actually no running backs in the backfield. 2 receivers, 3 actually to the left. And on first down, Jacobus keeps it runs to the 35, to the 40, first down, 45-50, and across the 45 down to the 44 of Highland, and I guess we know he's fast based on that. Our very first Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down at the Highland 44.
Yeah, nice blocking off the right guard, and once he got into that second level, he was able to turn on the jets and make the Highland defenders miss along the near sideline. Nice run.
Again, the 3 to the left, 1 to the right look. And again, Jacobus in the pistol, all by himself. And he goes back to pass. Under pressure, now takes off to the left side. Now throws the ball over the middle and incomplete at the 35-yard line. And that was Bender, one of the 2 tight ends, the intended receiver, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Bender almost came out with the catch with the Highland defender having the back to the football, and it was a great adjustment there by Bender to try and make the catch, just unable to pull it in.
2nd down, 10 yards to go from the Highland 44, near side hash mark. North Crawford going into the very strong wind in this first quarter. And now a running back lined up behind Jacobus and a wing back to the left. And here's a handoff around the right side. And that'll go down to the 36-yard line. I believe that was Landry Staluka. And that will bring up 3rd down. Once they figure the sticks out, the ball is at about the 36. 3rd down, 2 yards to go.
Yeah, there was a nice spin move by Colin Jacobus off the snap, trying to bring in the Highland defenders on a bit of a draw and then able to hand it off, and a nice run off the play.
Now 2 running backs. Here's a pitch to Staluka around the left side, and the Highland defense, the right side, is able to hold him to no gain, and it'll be 4th down and 2. Excuse me, it was Landon Blaha carrying the ball.
And Trent Nanke, the one who made the tackle, had a great move at the line of scrimmage, able to shed his blocker and able to get to the back in time and set up a 4th down. And it's 4th down territory for North Crawford. We'll see if the Cardinals can make a defensive stand.
Even if they were going to kick, a kick 53 yards into the wind is probably not a thing today. So 4th down, 2 yards to go from the Highland 36. And Jacobus will keep it and gets the first down to the 35, to the 30, to the 20, gets past the defender to the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. And Colin Jacobus, who has run for 647 yards and 11 touchdowns, and passed for the same number, it looks like. And just like that, North Crawford scores first with 9:52 left in the first.
Excellent run. It was a bit of a read option kind of play at the snap, and the defensive edge rusher for Highland just unable to make the tackle in the backfield, and once Jacobus was able to take off on the right side, just able to weave his way through traffic and find the end zone.
And after the Northland Buildings touchdown, here's a run for 2 around the right side. And the run will be Staluka, and will not get there. And so it is North Crawford 6, Highland nothing. 9:52 left in the first. Back after this on X1071.
In game 3.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of monthly fees eating into your profits? Look no further than People's State Bank. People's State Bank's business checking account has no monthly service charge. Yes, you heard that right. 0 monthly service charges. But that's not all. Enjoy free ATM and debit cards, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay services. With People's State Bank, managing your business finances has never been easier or more affordable. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on unnecessary fees. Switch to People's State Bank today and take care of your business finances. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
For the past 70 years, Grant Regional Health Center has been more than a hospital. We've been your neighbors, your caregivers, your support in life's biggest moments. From welcoming new life to standing strong in times of need, we've grown with you because of you. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we remain committed to our communities and what matters most, exceptional local care for you. Grant Regional Health Center, celebrating 70 years of caring for our communities.
In Game 3.
Well, don't get a big head, but on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Bottom of the second, Brewers now lead the Cubs 8-1 on AM 1590 WPVL. UW Platteville still leads now leads 21-7, or 21-0 over Stevens Point with 3:09 left in the first, as the kick is returned. And Michigan now leading Wisconsin 24-7 with 3:51 remaining, and that's on AM 15. That's on 97.7 Country WGLR.
Yeah, this first down play was Jack Terrell dropping back to pass, and the pass was deflected in the backfield as he was trying to get it away. It's now 2nd and 10 at the Highland 32-yard line on the far side hash mark.
2nd and 10, and we'll get to the starters in a moment here. Receiver out to the left and out to the right. High snap. And Terrell will keep it around the right side and is able to get about 2 yards, and that's all. The starting lineup is presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. Jack Terrell, who was a receiver last week, 3 catches for 16, starts at quarterback. Brady Danke, 25 for 124 and 2 touchdowns. He's the running back. Griffin Wineski, Coyer Zabrazil, 1 10-yard catch, and Ben Ford, 1 catch for 27 are the receivers. We'll get to the rest in a moment. 3rd down, 9 yards to go at the 33. Terrell to pass. Terrell over the middle to Ford, and Ford he makes the catch at the 42-yard line, about a yard short of the first down. And it's 4th down and a yard to go at the 41, and you would think they would go for it. The offensive line, Trent Nanke, Samuel Biba, and Tanner Dagenhart, or at least they're going to act like they're going to go for it. 4th down and a yard to go from the 42-yard line. They need to get to the 43. Instead, it will be a punt, and the left-footed kick is a good one, and bounces at the 10 and goes into the end zone.
Yeah, they're going to say it went out of bounds just inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line, actually. So a nice punt there, and granted only a 2-yard difference between that and a touchback, but still a nice punt nonetheless for Highland.
Today's game brought to you by Herms' Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Herms' Ace Hardware at the bottom of Maid and Platteville. Say Herms is for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms' Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Also brought to you by Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and ColeAcersGolfandGrill.com. 1st and 10 from the North Crawford 18-yard line, 6-0 North Crawford, and a run around the right side, and the left side of the defense is able to stop that as Toluca ends up losing it, I believe, a yard.
Yeah, Tanner Dagenhart able to come off the edge on the right or on the left side of the defensive line and able to hit the ball carrier in the backfield. So a loss of 3 as the football's back at the 15-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 13, and a great defensive play there by the Cardinals.
One running back and a receiver out to the left side on 2nd and 13, and a run around the right side, and the pile ends up around the 20-yard line. And Toluca again on the run for 5, and that'll be 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
3rd down, Trojans.
Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros Brian's get the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. 3rd and 8 at the North Crawford 20-yard line. Jacobus will run with it to the 35 and 30-35. First down to the 40, 45, 50, and still going. Jumps over a defender, gets all the way down to the 42 of Highland for a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
It's one of those human joystick highlight reel kind of plays where he's able to just shake away front defenders and get some speed along the sideline, and then a nice hurdle over a defender to finish off a nice run.
Now one running back, Jacobus out of the pistol with a wing back, and here's DeLuca around the left side and gets down across the 40 down to the 38, and the clock stops because we might have our first Pinks Automotive penalty of the day.
It's a hold against North Crawford.
So that will push them back to their side of midfield to the 48 and make it first down and 20 yards to go. Russell Law Office is here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin Russell Law Offices. And now another whistle. And the referee and another official discussing that they need to reset the play clock. Or did something else happen here? Or did they misspot the ball?
I think they misspotted the ball. I think they only assessed 5 instead of 10 on the holding play.
So it is back to the North Crawford 48. Running back, wing back in motion. And Jacobus pitches. And now back the other direction. And up to the 50, 45 and out of bounds. And Landon Blaha will make it second down and about, where's the stick here? 14 yards to go, it looks like. At the other 48-yard line. 6-0. North Crawford leading with 5:13 remaining in the first quarter. And Jacobus pass, throws over the middle, pass is caught at a short gain down to the 40-yard line. I believe that was Zach Bender making the catch, and it will be third down coming up.
Yeah, for Highland's defense, they would definitely want to get a stop here as North Crawford obviously cashing in on their first drive and going on a very methodical drive here. There was the explosive run there by Jacobus, but really it's been kind of these medium plays that have gotten yardage and has kept North Crawford ahead of the sticks.
Third down at about 9 yards to go, and it's an inside handoff around the right side down across the 35 down to the 34-yard line for Steluka, and that'll bring up fourth and short.
Brings up fourth down for the Trojans.
I really like North Crawford's play designs. They're doing, some weird stuff in the backfield. You see the quarterback, doing some spin moves and stuff like that to kind of draw the defense in. This time, a little toss play forward and nice gain, but still fourth down coming up for North Crawford.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right, and Jacobus all alone in the backfield. And now 4th and 2. He takes it around the left side and we'll get the first down. We'll get more than the first down to the 20, 15 to the 10 to the 5 and into the end zone again. But holding North Crawford, so never mind.
We'll bring it back.
So that'll make 4th and 2, 4th and 12 back at the Highland 44. I would think they're still going to go for it.
Well, in the last drive, they also scored on fourth down on that possession too. So I would imagine that North Crawford has something drawn up that they'll use, and I believe they're spending their first timeout here.
And the timeout comes with 4:41 remaining in the first quarter, and North Crawford leading Highland 6-0. McNett Electric of Belmont, they can assist you with all your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric around call. They're ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. Breckler Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. See Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. And we're brought to you by WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and WCC-brands.com. Badgers about to lose to Michigan 24-10. 33 seconds left. That's on 97.7 Country WGLR. UW Platteville is now up 21-0 with 1:08 left in the first half over Stevens Point for homecoming. And the Brewers now lead 9-1 over the Cubs in the top of the third inning. I would have to think whoever is pitching, that's on AM 1590 WPVL, by the way. I would have to think whoever started for the Cubs is not going to, we're not going to see him again the rest of this series. Fourth down, 12 yards to go. At the 44 of Highland. And back to pass goes Jacobus. And Jacobus looking around. Now runs to the right side. Now looks and throws. Pass is caught. And that'll be a first down and more. And down to the 10 and the 5 and into the end zone for Damian McCormick. His first catch of the game. And the first throw of the game. And just like that, Highland, North Crawford now leads 12-0 with 4:26 left of the first quarter.
And once again, another fourth down letdown for the Highland Cardinals. A touchdown scored on the first drive, and now fourth and long here. Thought they had the quarterback dead to rights, but great play there by Colin Jacobus, able to get the ball away, and McCormick able to make the catch and then sprint his way into the end zone.
9 plays, 82 yards for the Northland Buildings touchdown. A run around the right side for the 2-point attempt. The point and flush Sportsman's Club. 2-point attempt. Blaha is unable to get it in. And so it is North Crawford 12 and Highland nothing with 4:26 remaining in the first quarter. But this is probably not the kind of start that Highland really wanted in this game.
Well, now the offense has to put something together and stay on the field to give the defense a break. Granted, a lot of the players are playing two ways, but you also want to make sure that sometimes the best defense is your offense staying on the field. So we'll see if the offense can put something together, put a sustained drive, and have a response. Now down 12-0.
North Crawford has pretty much not had difficulty with their opposition to this point this year. Their closest game was actually last week when they beat Belmont 44-28. Here is the kickoff. And a line drive kick is fielded and up to the 30, 35 to the 37-yard line.
Saluka's kick received by Hoffman on the play.
And that was Trapper Hoffman. Certainly on the Ridge and Valley 8 all-name team.
Brings up first and 10 Cardinals.
4:20, he gets to the 37-yard line. 4:20 remaining in the first quarter. And North Crawford has scored on both drives and leads 12-0. Defense, by the way, is on the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups. Up front, Gavin Tamlin, Connor Durst, and Reese Sizer. Cullen Jacobus, Landon Blaha, Landry Staluka are the linebackers. Run around the left side for Terrell, and Terrell gets out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
Jack Terrell with the
5-yard run for Jack Terrell. Second down, 5 yards to go. The defensive backs, by the way, Damian McCormick and Sawyer Staluka.
Fourth out of bounds by Staluka.
And they actually got up to the 43. So it'll be second down and 4 yards to go. One receiver comes out to the left. Another receiver to the right. High snap. And the run for Nankin. He is hit behind. Now the ball pops loose. And it's picked up by Jacobus. And Jacobus is going to run it in. And that is going to be another Northland Buildings touchdown, this time on the Lancaster Dental Associates Fenimore Smiles turnover.
From bad to worse on one play for the Highland Cardinals, and there was a blitzer coming in right before the snap, coming in full speed, able to hold the runner in check in the backfield, and then that gave way for another defender come in, poke the ball out, and the Trojans able to run it back for a scoop and score. 18-0 now the score.
With 4:04 remaining in the first quarter, And now the North Crawford Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point. Jacobus to pass, throws it into the end zone, a jump ball near the scoreboard. And it was caught, but out of bounds right under the scoreboard. So incomplete pass officially, but it makes it North Crawford 18, Highland nothing with 4:04 remaining in the first quarter. Today's game brought to you by Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty, our first down sponsor. If you have livestock, farmland, or buildings to sell, call Daryl Krapp. Visit bigiron.com to learn more. Rosemeyer Wealth Management will design a plan specific to your retirement goals. The experts at Rosemeyer Management will answer all your questions, even if you don't know what questions to ask. Check out their website at rosemeyermg.com. Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster, our drive of the game sponsor, whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford. You can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service, because at Les Mack you always get more from Les. And Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, their guided upland bird and waterfowl hunts with friends and family will create memories that'll last forever. Make your best shot with Point and Flush Sportsman's Club in Potosi. Here is already the third kickoff of the game by North Crawford. And the return up to the 40, short of the 40-yard line at the 38. Ben Ford returning the kickoff. And now Highland's got to get something going here. They take over at their 39, already down 18-0.
Yeah, there's still definitely a lot of time on the clock, but you obviously want to be very methodical and play some possession football here for the Cardinals. Get some yards and stay ahead of the sticks as much as you can.
One receiver, Zad Brazil to the left, two to the right. High snap, and a keeper for Terrell, and the snap probably messed up the play. It ends up being a 5-yard loss back to the 34. Second and 15 coming up.
Jacobus and A.J. Anderson ganging up to make the tackle, and as he said, the snap was high and a little slow getting it there to Jack Terrell, and as soon as he tried to take off to the left side, there's two defenders there to make the tackle, just no room for him to go.
It is respotted at the 36-yard line for a 3-yard loss. Second down, 13 yards to go. Terrell, the quarterback, out of the pistol, and he will roll to the right and looks and throws, and the pass incomplete at the 45-yard line. There is a penalty marker down, and it looks like they might get a free first down here. Let's see what the penalty is.
It might be roughing the passer because Jack Terrell's a little slow getting up.
I'm sure that Jason Scanlon really doesn't like seeing that because he has not very deep team due to the injuries. They can't afford to lose a two-way starter. And it will be a personal foul.
Roughing the passer is the call.
And it will be thanks to the Pink's Automotive penalty.
For a Cardinal first down at midfield.
It will be a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down at midfield.
That could be a potential big penalty for North Crawford because that would have been third and long for the Cardinals, and when you're trying to put a team away early on, penalties like that extend the drive, and a fresh set of downs for the Cardinals as the nose of the football is right at midfield.
3:06 remaining in the first quarter. 18-0 North Crawford. Receiver out to the left and to the right, and Terrell back to pass and throws to the left side and bounces one incomplete. Ford, the intended receiver, right in front of us in the Ayers Furniture Best Seat in the House at the 47 of North Crawford, second down.
The last two passes for Jack Terrell have been short of the receiver, and as we said, he's the backup quarterback. Caden Washa, the normal starter, out due to injury, and I think Highland's trying to draw some stuff up that's a little short in easy for him to get, but the pass is just off target so far.
Game has gone final in at Michigan Stadium with Michigan winning 24-10. That was on 97.7 Country WGLR over Wisconsin, and looks like 5 yards just went back to North Crawford on an illegal procedure, another Pink's Automotive penalty.
Second and 15.
Second down and 15 now at the Highland 45-yard line. Wineski is the receiver out to the left side. And 2 receivers over to the right, 1 running back, Brady Nanke. High snap, Nanke gets the football up the middle and gets to about the 49-yard line for 4. And it'll be 3rd down and 11 from the 49. 2:45 left in the first quarter. Actually, there's going to be a whole lot more than that. They got to get down to the 40. That's right. 11 yards.
Yeah. After the 5-yard penalty, makes it now 3rd and 11.
Do I have to point out I was not a math major? Wineski and Ford to the left, 1 receiver to the right. And Terrell goes back to pass. Pressure's on, throws to the right side, and the pass incomplete at the 35-yard line. I believe that was Zadrazil, the intended receiver.
Falls incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
And that brings up 4th and 11 from the 49. And most likely a punt, which will certainly get help with the wind here.
Yeah, the pressure plus the wind on that play just passed completely off target for Jack Terrell as the pressure came down and couldn't get the ball accurate downfield.
Zadrazil's left-handed punt or left-footed punt goes out of bounds, and that will back up North Crawford inside the 10-yard line. Not that that hurt them the one time they were back at the 18.
10-yard line.
2:07 remaining in the first quarter, and North Crawford leading Highland 18-0 for homecoming to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Highland School District today.
Did you almost end up in the parade?
No, I came through before the parade, happily. That's always important when you're doing games, when you're doing homecoming games on Saturday afternoons. 1st and 10 at the North Crawford 11-yard line. Now, 2 weeks ago at Pecatonica, I'm pretty sure I was part of the parade. Here's a swing pass to the left side, and a first down, or close to a first down, spun out at the 20-yard line. They'll bring up 2nd and about a yard to go at the 20 after a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Saturday homecoming parades and festivities and stuff like that. I just wish the parades weren't 2 hours before kickoff.
Children with a gain of 10 on the play.
Yeah.
First down.
And I guess they decided he did get a first down, a Sullivan Auctioneers and Big Iron Realty first down up to the 21-yard line once they figured out where the ball was spotted. Jacobus all alone in the backfield. Receiver out to the right side. He goes back to pass, quarterback draw, and then stops and then runs to the right side, and he will get across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Boy, is that a fast kid.
Fast and agile, too. He looked like he was going to take off on a quarterback draw, then retreated back to the backfield, and then cuts it down along the near sideline. What an athletic move and some shiftiness by the quarterback.
Up to the 36, 2nd down, 5 yards to go, or 37-yard line. .51 seconds in the clock running in the first quarter. 2 receivers to the right, one or to the left, 1 to the right. And Jacobus fakes, takes off with it, gets the first down and more up to the 45 to the 46-yard line. And at the 46, it is another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. And the clock runs with 29 seconds left in the first quarter. And it will probably be the last play of the first quarter coming up. As the clock runs down, 10 seconds left in the quarter. Receiver out to the 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Jacobus in the pistol again, goes back to pass, swings it out to the left side, and that is a good stop for a gain of just a yard. On the left side to Damian McCormick. It'll be 2nd and 9 when we return after 1. North Crawford 18, Highland nothing on X1071.
In Game 4.
Are you looking for a new and exciting career? This is Jen Casper with Queen Bee Radio. We're currently hiring for people to join our radio and digital sales team. Queen Bee Radio is a fun and family-oriented work environment with unlimited growth opportunities. Life's too short to work where you're not having fun. Give me a call today at 608-349-2045, and I can tell you firsthand how my career in radio sales has been incredibly rewarding. Go to our social media pages or our websites and click on the career link for details on this radio and digital sales opportunity and to apply.
Tri-state thunderstorms can bring winds, rain, and hail, some of the damage you may not even see. Bel Air Home Restoration is a local family-owned company that's been serving the tri-state since 1955. Let them repair or replace areas hit by hail, and they'll even deal with your insurance company. They'll get you done quickly. 2 weeks from signing a contract, they'll be on your roof getting it done. Call Bel Air Home Restoration today for an appointment, 608-348-2381, or check them out at belairhomerestoration.com or Facebook.
In Game 4.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Lilly Center, Monroe. We start the second quarter. North Crawford leading Highland 18-0. Second down, 9 yards to go to the 40 at the 46, and a run into Highland territory. Seemed like there was some premature movement, but nothing got called. Blaha ends up gaining 7, and it's third down and 4 yards to go. And a run around the left side to the 45 and may have lunged ahead to get the first down. That was Steluka, Landry Steluka. And that is enough for a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down at the Highland 43-yard line. Steluka goes in motion. A keeper for Jacobus across the 40 and around the right side to the 30 to the 25 to 20-yard line. All the way down to the 18. And another Big Iron Realty Sullivan Auctioneers first down. And they're in the Bitech green zone for the first time, actually. Bitech, Greenaway Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. Run around the right side and short gain, about 2 yards for Jacobus down to the 16.
It was actually a ball given to Blaha, and then Blaha pitched it back to Jacobus, and Jacobus able to turn something out of nothing.
Meanwhile, a run to the left side and running into the end zone. And that was Gavin Tamling getting the pass and another touchdown that extends the lead to 24-0 for North Crawford with 10:43 left in the first half.
Yeah, the up-tempo pace for North Crawford really catching Highland off guard, and they're able to cash in for yet another Northland Buildings touchdown.
And now we'll go for the Pointed Flush Sportsman's Club up extra point. And the run up the middle, no signal and no good. Well, that's about the only thing that hasn't gone right for North Crawford so far. The Trojans lead Highland 30-0 with 10:42 left in the first half. Back after this on X1071.
In Game 5.
Some big news. Just before Charlie Kirk died, he issued a stark warning of terrifying dangers and threats ahead for those who stand for truth. Charlie wrote this in his last published work, the foreword for the new book, Pagan Threat. Authored by Pastor Lucas Miles, Charlie said that Pagan Threat could save America. Charlie said you must read, internalize, and share this book. It has the plan to stop the wokeism infecting America. Already a #1 Amazon bestseller, Pagan Threat is available wherever books are sold. Get Pagan Threat free with Newsmax's special offer and save $30. For offer details, go online now to paganthreat.com. That's paganthreat.com. Millions are tuning into Newsmax on all major cable systems. They're downloading our free Newsmax app on their smartphones, and they're getting Pagan Threat to see Charlie Kirk's final words. Go today to paganthreat.com. That's paganthreat.com. Newsmax sponsored this message.
In Game 5.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. 97.7 Country. That was like last week. That on X1071. And the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Well, look who just walked up. Member of the Highland Hall of Fame, Jeff Pastina, who may get to talk at the half at the rate things are going right now. Here's a first down pass around or run around the left side. And no gain there. Second down, 10 yards to go.
With the keeper around the left side, short gain on the play.
From the 20-yard lane. Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Well, good news and bad news. Brewers leading 9-1, middle of the fourth inning. Jackson Chorio in the first 2 innings got 3 hits, but then left after an apparent injury on an infield ground base, a hamstring injury. Second down, 10 yards to go. Terrell looking to the right. Terrell pump fakes. Terrell runs with it. And Terrell gets out of bounds near the first down marker at about the 30. He'll be a yard shy. It'll be third down and a yard to go. Badgers lost to Michigan today, 24-10. Does that count as a moral victory? They beat the spread. Does that matter?
Maybe.
And late in the first half, actually now at the half, Platteville leads Stevens Point 24-0. Happy homecoming at Platteville. Terrell tried to keep the ball after faking a handoff, and he ends up losing yards back to the 24. I think he slipped on the grass, and now he is slow to get up.
Yeah, not only the slip of Gavin Tamling, also coming in with a head of steam and, laid the lumber on Jack Terrell too, and Jack Terrell getting pretty beat up playing quarterback, replacing Caden Washa.
And, of course, he is another of the two-way starters. Zadrazil with a punt that went off the side of his foot and veered out of bounds. That's going to be field position that North Crawford doesn't really need given how they've done so far. It's at the 34-yard line of Highland.
Yeah, the Trojans have been setting the pace from the very beginning, just taking the opening kickoff and scoring on their first drive, and Highland just unable to keep anything together offensively. No continuity on the offense at all to this point, and Trojans just suffocating the Highland Cardinals on their homecoming game.
And so a pause in the action here. Briefly, we'll tell you the day's game brought to you by Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, or refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher of the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best. See Rob Krantz and the crew for full service repair on cars and light trucks too. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best in Fenimore. Millie's Diner in Dickeyville, where everything is homemade, open 7 days a week, 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Check out their menu and daily specials on Facebook. Sloan Ipplewit, your official John Deere dealer, Bloomington, Cuba City, Montford, Lanark, Illinois, and at Sloans.com. Bouse Electric. Call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Bouse Electric, Lancaster and Fenimore. Lancaster Dental Associates and Fenimore Smiles. Get the smile you want and the health you deserve. Learn more at lancdent.com. Subs.com. Fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from a locally owned company. Visit their Fenimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations and subs.com. 1st and 10 for North Crawford at the Highland 35-yard line. Jacobus has one running back. And he will a delayed handoff around the left side. And Blaha is down inside, or down out of bounds at about the 23-yard line, and that's going to be another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
Enough yards for a first down for the Trojans.
Landon Baja listed at 6 foot 200 pounds, and Ben Ford was the one taking him out along the sideline, and it looked like Ben Ford was making a business decision to not run at Blaha as quickly as he could to take the tackle.
1st and 10, and a pass around the right side, and flag comes in. I believe that was a flag, something flying. The pass completed to Sawyer Steluka. That was a gain of 7 yards, and apparently that was not a flag. And they're in the Bitech green zone, or Grinderway Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. I don't know, I suppose that could have been a flag going past. I could have sworn I saw something move, but...
Yeah, there have been some loose streamers and stuff like that from the parade that have been blowing on the field from time to time as well. So
as a result of the 20-mile-an-hour winds from the southwest, 2nd and 6. And Jacobus will take off around the left side to the 15 and gets pulled down at about the 14-yard line.
Jacobus with the keeper, brought down by Terrell after a short gain, brings up third
And actually
down.
they spot him back at the 16. So it will be 3rd down and a yard to go.
Trapper Hoffman came off the edge for Highland and was able to pressure Jacobus out of the pocket, but Jacobus able to escape and turn that into something.
3rd down at about, it's actually longer than a yard. 3rd down at about 2 yards to go. Just outside the 15-yard line. Spin move, handoff, and Steluka around the right side and keeps going and goes into the end zone. Landry Steluka with 7:37 left in the first half extends the lead to 30-0. And the Northland Buildings touchdown in the Bitech green zone, a Greenerway Bitech Resource Management of Monroe.
Yes.
Well, I can see from what we have seen so far why North Crawford is, frankly, I don't know why they're not ranked higher than they are.
Yeah, that was a heck of a stiff arm by Steluka on the way into the end zone. He was able to lay the stiff arm on the Highland defender, and once he broke away, no one was able to catch him.
And a throw to the over the middle will be a catch for 2. And so it was Blaha passing to Bender. And so that extends the North Crawford lead to 32-0 with 7:37 remaining until the McNett Electric halftime report, which at this point in things is going to be a rather one-sided report. We're brought to you by People's State Bank. For personal home business and ag loans, visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC. Pink's Automotive in Lancaster and Goodney's Garage in Platteville have the certified technicians, equipment, and experience to keep your vehicle in top running condition. And we're brought to you by Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control, over 40 years of professional, friendly service. Just checking off a couple of things here. We're also brought to you by the Highland State Bank in Highland at highlandstatebank.net. And the kickoff, again, aided by the wind, goes into the end zone. So Highland will kick off will take the ball at the 20-yard line.
That was actually a pretty dangerous thing for Highland there, as Trapper Hoffman did get his hands on the ball, but fortunately for him, the wind was able to carry the ball into the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Highland will set up shop at their own 20-yard line, down 32, and as we've been mentioning before, just no offensive continuity so far for the Cardinals. So we'll see if they can assemble something here.
First down and 10 yards to go. From the 20, Wineski is the receiver to the right side. And two receivers over to the left, and they're going to get a free 5 because somebody was trying to fake a blitz and ended up, well, no, they won't, because it's called false start.
Yeah, it was Jacobus was enticed to jump off sides, but it was because a player from Highland tried to get a head start.
First and 15. Not a whole lot, to no surprise, given the score, has gone right for Highland so far today. And certainly the Trojans we have seen are every bit as good as advertised. Receivers left and right. Terrell with one running back. Goes back to pass and throws it to the right side and intercepted and dropped on the defense's right side. I think that was Logan Hagan who had an interception and probably ends up with a pick 6 if he holds on, but he did not.
Yeah, one of the things that I noticed between North Crawford and Highland so far, North Crawford looks bigger than Highland in a lot of different positions. And, you know, this North Crawford team full of athletes. Last year their basketball team won the regional championship in Division 5, and many of those players still on this team, and the athleticism definitely showing here.
Second and 10 for the 15. Another high snap, and that then gets dropped, and it is recovered
by the Trojans.
And the Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles turnover.
North Crawford takes over.
And you don't need to give
at the Cardinal 10-yard line.
That sort of thing to North Crawford. They end up taking over at the Highland 10-yard line, already leading 32-0 with 7:24 left in the first half. And at this rate, we're going to have a real fast second half. One running back. Second one goes into the backfield in motion. The pitch around the right side and getting pulled down from behind. Degenhart makes the play on Steluka.
Well, looks like Degenhart is down on the far sideline. He's being assisted up, and looks like he's going to stay in the game at least, but looks like he was going to be out for just a moment.
Gain is down to the 4-yard line, second and goal. 5:55 remaining in the first half. And again, running back goes into the backfield, and the handoff, and Highlands defense is able to stuff that. That ends up losing yards actually back to the 8. And it'll be third and goal from there. Hagan, his first carry of the game. Third and goal from the 8-yard line. That was wrong on the number before. It's actually 6:14 left in the first half. One of those cases where if you're Highland boys, that clock running slow. Third and goal. Jacobus will run to the right side and go down. And there is a late penalty marker. It ends up, he's back at the 21-yard line. So a Subs.com sack, but it is possible that he was the victim of a face mask.
Oh, he very much was. That's exactly what the call was. You could see the way that he went to the turf. It was, you could tell when he popped up after going down to the turf, he was adjusting his helmet. It definitely had an adjustment there. So just when you thought Highland might have had a potential stop, a Face mask penalty gives them first and goal at about the 4-yard line.
First and goal with 5:48 left in the first half and a 32-0 North Crawford lead. They have scored every time they've had the ball. Here's a run around the right side. And that'll be short of the goal line. It's at the 1-yard line. Second down and goal from there.
Hagan with the carry.
Hagan again, the carry. And already North Crawford is bringing players off the bench. Second and goal and a keeper for Jacobus, and he's into the end zone.
Jacobus with the keeper up the middle for the North Crawford touchdown.
And with 5:10 remaining in the first half, North Crawford extends its lead to 38-0, and I would presume that we will have running time the entire second half.
Looks to be there might even be running time here in the second quarter. They've done that a couple times in the first 2 weeks of the season. We covered Highland, and my oh my, what a showing by North Crawford here so far today. Just absolutely methodical. Not a whole lot going wrong for the Trojans.
We're actually going to try a kick here. Landry Staluka. Looks like he's a straight-on kicker, and the kick is blocked. So the Northland Buildings touchdown, followed by an unsuccessful Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point. North Crawford 38, Highland nothing, with 5:10 remaining in the first half. As Wayne Larrabee would say, my goodness. And today's game, pause here. Today's game brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at a Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at MoundCityBank.com. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch Cobb and Platteville. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. Kick returned, and Trapper Hoffman goes down to the grass, hard at the 29-yard line.
It's Ben Ford on the return that time.
Ford.
Yeah, and he fell on the football. It looked like he kind of had the wind knocked out of him for a brief moment, but he's going to stay in the game and head into the Highland huddle.
4:48 remaining in the first half. Highland takes over at their 29-yard line, looking to just get something going here. And the clock is running. They will have a not easy game certainly next Friday at DeSoto. Whereas Kickapoo Lafarge will be going to North Crawford next Friday, and that is the last week of the 8-player season. Terrell LaPass, jump ball to the right side, and Ford, and it's incomplete. Ford tried to get it. McCormick had his hands on it, and the ball gets dropped. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, I haven't been able to keep stats playing camera operator with all this stuff too, but it just feels like any time that Jack Terrell gets the ball up, it's either incomplete or just completely off target. That time it was an accurate pass, but the pass very much contested. Great coverage by North Crawford on that play.
2nd and 10 from the 29. And here's a pitch to Nanke around the left side. And Nanke to the 30, and that's about it there. And it'll be 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Pitch to Nanke. Short gain on the play, brings up 3rd down.
Our game today brought to you also by Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Laley Center Monroe, and West End Salvage in Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz And the West End Salvage Team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste to West End Salvage in Lancaster. And Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. 3rd and 9 from the 30. Terrell takes off with it and runs up the middle for a short gain to the 33-yard line. And it'll be punting time, most likely, 4th and 6 coming up.
The Cardinals will line up to punt it away, and kicking into the wind. We saw what happened on the last time they punted it, went straight to the Highland sideline. We'll see how successful this one is.
And somebody just jumped offside for North Crawford.
Like that was Landon Blaha, who was storming in, trying to time out the snap, but this time it resulting in a Pink's penalty.
And that makes it 4th and 1. Highland still back to punt. One deep backing up, and here is Zadrizal's left-footed punt, and it'll bounce and roll and stop just shy of the 40-yard line of North Crawford. And the clock at 1:36 and running, with North Crawford leading 38-0. Northland Buildings, for a quality Northland building built tough for the Northland. Visit, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post frame buildings. We're also brought to you by Anderson, Weber, Toyota, Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson, Weber, Toyota, Dubuque, when you are ready. 1:04 left of the first half. North Crawford has all 3 timeouts. They've had absolutely no reason to use a timeout. And a run up to the 46-yard line. That was Landry Staluka for 6. Second down, 4 yards to go with 1:43 left first half. Receivers left and right. And that'll push him back 5 because the running back flinched. Back to the 41, 2nd and 9. And that may be the last thing that happens in the first half. Clock running, 15 seconds left, and North Crawford seems, in fact, they're going to go right over to their sideline, and that is going to be the last thing that happens in the first half, at a first half that has been all North Crawford, 38-0 over Highland. McNett Electric halftime report after these messages on X1071.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Fuller's Milker Center and GIA have the management tools you need to keep your dairy's profitability at your fingertips 24 hours a day. From many choices of reliable electronic ID to effective time-saving sort gates to the state-of-the-art Dairy Plan C21, monitor and control your parlor systems as you manage your whole herd. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your GIA dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center for details on the latest ID systems and sort gates that can help your dairy's efficiency, putting you and your cows in the fast lane.
Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. Mattresses are not something that you should have to unbox and set up yourself. Frankly, they're cumbersome. That's why at Dubuque Mattress, we deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. And it's not just for people in Dubuque. We deliver just about anywhere. Chicago, Des Moines, Minneapolis, Kansas City, or anywhere in between. So, when it's time for you to get a new mattress, let Dubuque Mattress take care of all of it for you. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time. Here at Extreme 107.1, we love giving you things. A great mix of music, entertainment, and of course, free stuff. If you participate in any of our giveaways and contests, remember...
You're going to talk and talk fast.
Contests are generally open to U.S. residents 18 years or older and reside within our terrestrial listening area. Other age restrictions may apply. You can only win once per 30 days or once per promotion or contest. Employees, agents, and affiliates of the station. Queen Bee Radio Inc., Morgan Murphy Media. Contest sponsors, other radio, television, and print advertising companies are ineligible to win. Other restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. All entries completed or blank. Any and all materials pertaining to a contest are the property of Queen Bee Radio. Prize winners have 30 days to pick up their prize at the Queen Bee Radio offices. 51 Moose Drive in Platteville, Wisconsin, 53818. Bring your ID. A signature may be required. Unclaimed prizes will be disposed of at the discretion of Queen Bee Radio. All decisions are final. Winners are responsible for all taxes, fees, usage charges, tariffs, or other fees associated with their prize. Queen Bee Radio makes no guarantee of any awarded prizes and is released from all liability. A full list of our general contest rules can be found online at x1071.com or at the Queen Bee Radio offices.
You've seen us in Platteville. Now come see what Dutrack Community Credit Union's mobile branch can do for you. Open a savings or checking account, apply for a loan, or get trusted financial advice all in one place. Visit us at 151 Millennium Drive, Platteville. We're open Wednesdays and Fridays from 8:30 a.m. until 5 o'clock p.m. We're here to help you reach your financial goals. Dutrack Community Credit Union, real life banking. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lely Center Monroe. And it is time for the McNett Electric halftime report. For all your electrical needs, call McNett Electric in Belmont. Well, there's if you are a Highland Cardinals fan, 38-0. Highland North Crawford has scored every time they've had the football except at the end of the first half, and they threw a fumble 6 in there, or whatever that's called. And so they're just absolutely dominating the game. They're every bit as good as advertised.
And, of course, Highland not to full strength, losing key starters, since the start of the season, down quarterback Caden Washa, and then, of course, Cooper Olson, who had that knee injury in week number 2. And when you don't have your full complement of, strong offensive production players, running into a defense that North Crawford has, that's a tough task, even if you are at full strength, as North Crawford has certainly flexed their muscle. I think that this is less of an indictment on Highland and much more. I think this game says a lot more about North Crawford than it says about Highland. North Crawford looks every bit the part as one of the top teams in A-player football. You look at the way that this team is built. I mean, this is a team that you can just tell lives in the weight room. They look the part. They are strong. Their running backs, whether it's Jacobus or Blaha, there's the way that they're laying stiff arms on Highland defenders. It's just a complete mismatch, at this point. So, again, I think North Crawford has certainly shown why they are one of the best teams, not just in the Ridge and Valley Conference, but in A-player football as well. I think that maybe they just think that number 4 ranking is a bit of an insult, and they want to show that they are the team to beat in A-player football because they absolutely look the part. Everything is execution-wise, especially on the offensive side of the ball, scoring on every possession, and not just that, but, I mean, there hasn't really been any negative plays, in this game for North Crawford at all.
Yeah. They scored, North Crawford, that is, scored first on a 5-play, 62-yard drive. Jacobus with a 36-yard touchdown run on 2nd and 2, or on 4th and 2. I guess we should have known at that point, this is going to work. Highland punted after that. 9-play, 82-yard scoring drive that ended up with a touchdown pass from Jacobus to Blaha with 4:26 left in the first quarter. That made it 12-0. And then the fumble, and Jacobus returned it for a touchdown 2 plays after that. So it's 18-0 after 1. And then in the second quarter, a drive that started actually at the end of the first quarter, went 89 yards in 7 plays, and it was Jacobus passing for the touchdown of 16 yards to Gavin Tamling, and that made it 30-0. And then they got it back again and went on a scoring drive after a short punt, 4 plays, 35 yards. And that was Landers Toluca with a 16-yard touchdown pass. They made it 32-0. As dinner has arrived, or lunch has arrived. And then a fumble recovered by North Crawford, and that ended up being a 4-play, 10-yard scoring drive helped by a personal foul. That made it 38-14 with Jacobus running it in from the 1-yard line. And you know, Highlands had a couple first downs. That's literally it. So, I'm sorry, I didn't realize.
These steak sandwiches are good, by the way, for those who haven't been to Highland on homecoming. This is what we live for.
And we're going to investigate that personally in the McDevitt Electric halftime report. North Crawford 38, Highland nothing at the half. More after this on X1071.
Game 6.
I'm here with Kyle Wiskus from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Kyle, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery even while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and take a test drive today.
In Game 6.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters at Overhead Doors on X1071. And the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&N Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. North Crawford leads Highland 38-0.
Grand Marshals for this year.
At the half, it's time for the halftime fix. Millie's Diner in Dickeyville presents the halftime fix. Stop in and see what they're fixing for you. And, well, for Highland, I guess the first thing would be get something positive going. The second thing would be don't get anybody else hurt.
Escorted by crew.
Yeah, try and stay healthy. Rotate as many players in as you can. I mean, this game is definitely out of reach. There's, not a lot that Highland can do. Heading into the second half.
Lacey Hermanson, daughter of Dave and
As for North Crawford, I think very much the same thing on their side. Rotate as many players as you can. Avoid injury. One of the assistant coaches was mentioning that they were down 3 starters due to concussion protocol from the game against Belmont a week ago. So even the Trojans are not at full strength. And as we said, in 8-player football, when you have rosters that aren't as deep as you have in 11-player football in these smaller schools, any injury has a major impact on these teams. So it's get healthy, get out of this game as healthy as you can, and get ready for the final week of the regular season next week. And for Highland, maybe better fortune against DeSoto next week. And for the Trojans, this was really their last major test before the end of the season. As you said, Kickapoo Lafarge is their game next week. I think Kickapoo Lafarge is 2-4 overall on their campaign. So, I mean, I don't see North Crawford going to have any problems with Kickapoo Lafarge next week. just given what we've seen here today.
Our game brought to you by the Highland State Bank and Highland and HighlandStateBank.net. 38-0. North Crawford leads Highland at the half of homecoming, and we'll be back after this on X1071.
In Game 7.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Hello, Amy here from Cuba City Family Dental. Part of our dedication to excellence in the dental services we offer are same-day crowns. Instead of return visits to our office, we can diagnose and fix your tooth in one day at any of our 3 convenient locations. Call us when you are in need and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
In Game 7.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Lely Center Monroe, and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, as Steve Prestegard and I are enjoying the steak sandwiches here at Highland during halftime. And again, the halftime score, Highland trailing North Crawford 38-0. Second half coming up in just a little bit, as it's a very festive crowd here at Highland High School. All the homecoming festivities, the 150th anniversary of the Highland Community School District, and as we were kind of alluding to all along, Steve, this is Highland homecoming is just something on its own, and being here on this Saturday, steak sandwiches, parades, everything that you could possibly want, and a great view. Looking out, seeing some of the fields harvested and stuff like that, just an all-around great environment, except for the score if you're a Highland Cardinals fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of scores, let's go over last night on the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. We'll start in the Region Valley 8. Talk about instant classic. Belmont, which was down at one point, 28-14 in the second half, came back to win 36-28 in overtime. That was on AM 1590 WPVL. Also, Wisconsin Heights over Monticello, 62-32, and Wanawak Center Weston over Kickapoo Lafarge, 34-20. So North Crawford, might as well put them at 6-0. Belmont 5-1. Highland, might as well put them at 4-2, tied with DeSoto, who they play next week, and then Kickapoo Lafarge, Wanawak Center Weston 2-4 each. Heights at 1-5. They are not in the playoffs, obviously, in Montello 0-6, but a great ball game last night with Belmont. They had the lead. Storming back was DeSoto to take a 28-14 lead. Belmont got the score to get it down to one possession at the start of the fourth quarter. Ended up getting a stop way down at their 12-yard line. Ended up going 88 yards in 20 plays and 7 minutes.
Wow.
To tie the game. They got a 2-point run by Wyatt Temperley, and that tied the game. And then they got to overtime. Belmont went first, and Tyler Kismore ran in the touchdown and the 2-point run. And Belmont ended up getting 2 stops from the 1 yard line to get the win.
And you've had a lot of high-scoring games this year.
I have.
Not just that one. It feels like every single game you're calling these track meets, and yeah, it's a one-way track meet here for North Crawford, obviously. But
I'm going to change my name to Steve Prestegard. No D.
Yeah.
I just thought of that. Now we'll be hey, Mr. Prestigar.
Print the T-shirts now.
yeah, exactly. So, meanwhile, in the always fascinating Six Rivers Conference, you got a good game. Potosi Cassville beating Seneca Wazeeka Steuben 33-27. That was on Super Hits 106. Iowa Grant gets to some people, surprising win. They beat River Ridge 34-30. Riverdale shuts out Boscobel 42-0. And Blackhawk Warren, we will say today, favored at Pecatonica Argyle for the Argyle homecoming. So basically, it's Potosi Cassville and Blackhawk Warren's race with 2 weeks left in the season.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And then, next week, very intriguing matchup between River Ridge and Seneca Wazeeka Steuben. It doesn't really, factor into the conference title implications in the Six Rivers, but when you consider the fact how bottlenecked that bracket's going to be in Division 7,
as usual, that's the case every year.
Every single year, it's a gauntlet just to get out of there, and you can see, potentially 4 Six Rivers teams competing, potentially in level 3 for a sectional championship. So we'll have to see how things are going to be, seeded and what the brackets look like, because we remember how they looked last year in Division 7, where
they were supposed to fix that with the matrix.
Right. So we'll see if how that plays out. But I think that game next week between River Ridge and Seneca Wazeeka Steuben, that is a massive matchup. It could potentially decide what team has home field in potentially the first round of the postseason, and that is a tremendous advantage in postseason play.
Definitely. 38-0. North Crawford leads Highland. We'll be back with more scoreboard in the start of the second half after these messages on X107.1.
In Game 8.
Football season is back, and no matter which home team you root for, there's one thing everyone in the Midwest can agree on. If you're tailgating or grilling at home, nothing's a freshly baked Village Hearth bun. An old-fashioned hot dog bun is the perfect accompaniment for a brat or a hot dog and all the toppings your little heart desires. And for the best burgers, you just can't beat the Village Hearth Classic Bun. So head to the store and pick up some Village Hearth buns. The weekend is almost here.
Shop Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena Square off Highway 20. Find all your grocery, deli, and bakery needs, plus specialty cakes and weekly sales. Get cuts to order from the meat department, including fresh-cut Angus beef. Tammy's Piggly Wiggly also has you covered with party trays. And check out the best selection of local wines and craft beers around. Look for the weekly flyer online at shopthepig.com. Then head to Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena.
In Game 8.
Just about a minute and change before the second half. 38-0. North Crawford leading Highland. Also on the Shoebox scoreboard from yesterday, presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. In the Swall, nothing, I don't know, nothing particularly stunning. Belleville over Benton Seals Mount Schulzberg 27-6. Fenimore over Cuba City 28-7. Mineral Point over Southwestern East Dubuque 24-12. Darlington shuts out Lodi 38-0. That, I guess, is a bit of a surprise, but Darlington and Belleville at 5-0, Fenimore at 4-1. And then it's 3 teams question marks for the playoffs. Mineral Point, Cuba City, and Benton Scales Mount Schulzberg at 2 and 3.
Yeah, the Swall is very much Darlington's conference to win, and obviously dominating Lodi, one of the top-ranked teams in the state. Saw Darlington last week against Fenimore, and boy, did Darlington really take it to the Golden Eagles early on in that game. Scored 37 points, all of them in the first half. Not a lot of wiggle room for Fenimore in that game. Darlington just absolutely outclassed Fenimore from start to finish in that game.
And in the SWC, now this was interesting. River Valley hangs on to beat Platteville 28-26. That was on X1071. And the Blackhawks are all alone in first thanks to the other Blackhawks. Prairie du Chien knocked off New Glarus 36-28. Glarner Knights' first loss. Lancaster over Broadhead Judah 56-18. That was on 97.7 Country WHLR. And Richland Center over Dodgeville 50-28.
I have no idea what to make of the SWC this year.
No one knows.
Was it 2 seasons ago it was the last season of the Ridge and Valley 11-player conference where nothing made sense in that conference? I feel like that's that conference this year where you think something, one team's going to be really good, and then all of a sudden that's not the case.
Second half kickoff, returned And up to the 30 and down to the 33-yard line. Up to the 33-yard line by Ben Ford. Our game brought to you by Clear Bank with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin. Proud to support our community events. Clear Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC. And an equal housing lender. Brewers up 9-2. Ian Happ with a solo home run, but that cut the lead from 8 to 7. That's in the bottom of the 6th. That's on AM 1590 WPVL. Wisconsin lost at Michigan 24-10. That was on 97.7 Country WGLR. And at the half, UW Platteville leading Stevens Point for homecoming 24-0. 1st and 10, and the pass over the middle. It's caught for a short gain. Terrell to Ben Ford up to the 40-yard line.
Brought down by Landon Blaha.
Landon Blaha, as you heard, made the stop. All of this on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest.
Somewhat of a regional update I can give you on the Shoebox scoreboard as well. At the half, Ithaca 6, Royal 0 for Ithaca's homecoming game.
That's interesting. 2nd down and 4 yards to go from the 41-yard line, and Terrell ends up getting hit in the backfield for a Subs.com sack. He looked like he wanted to hand off the ball, and there wasn't anybody there.
Yeah, one of those classic, thought you were handing it off to the right, but the running back went to the left and couldn't do much with it from there, and the North Crawford defense makes the play.
Back to the 37, 3rd and 6. Herms' Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Herms' Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Herms' for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms' Ace Hardware, Bloomington and Platteville. Also Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City at coleacresgolfandgrill.com, and WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and WCC-brands.com. Receivers bunched on the right side for 3rd down and 7, and a run around the right side. Nenke is up to the 42-yard line, but he needed to get to the 44.
On the left side.
So a punt coming up.
Gain on the play brought down by Jacobus.
It'll be 4th down and 3 yards to go. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. Also McNett Electric in Belmont. They can assist you with all your electrical needs. Chip and his crew, McNett Electric, are on call ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. And it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 3. Now running is Terrell to the right side, and his pass is intercepted. And Blaha on the return, wrestled down at the 31-yard line. And the Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles turnover, I believe that's the 2nd
returned up to the Cardinal
of the game
33-yard line
for Highland and losing the ball. So it's 1st and 10 for North Crawford at the Highland 33. Clock obviously running. 8:25 left in the 3rd. 38-0 North Crawford.
Yeah, 2nd interception, but 3rd turnover overall after that fumble in the 1st quarter as well that led to the scoop and score.
Yeah, I knew I was short by 1. Here's a run around the left side and through the defense and into the end zone. And that is the 2nd touchdown of the game for Logan Hagan. And it's 44-0 North Crawford. And again, it is hard to believe that there are 3 better teams in 8-player football than North Crawford based on what we've seen in this game.
Well, and what you see with Highland, I mean, Highland's 5-1 coming into this game, and this is just a thorough beatdown by the Trojans here today.
After the Northland Buildings touchdown, the run attempt for the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point.
Zach Bender with the keeper on a 2-point attempt.
Is no good. And so it's North Crawford 44, Highland nothing. 7:27 left in the 3rd. Back after this on X 107.1.
In game 9.
Some big news. Just before Charlie Kirk died, he issued a stark warning of terrifying dangers and threats ahead for those who stand for truth. Charlie wrote this in his last published work, the foreword for the new book, Pagan Threat. Authored by Pastor Lucas Miles, Charlie said that Pagan Threat could save America. Charlie said you must read, internalize, and share this book. It has the plan to stop the wokeism infecting America. Already a #1 Amazon bestseller, Pagan Threat is available wherever books are sold. Get Pagan Threat free with Newsmax's special offer and save $30. For offer details, go online now to paganthreat.com. That's paganthreat.com. Millions are tuning into Newsmax on all major cable systems. They're downloading our free Newsmax app on their smartphones. And they're getting Pagan Threat to see Charlie Kirk's final words. Go today to paganthreat.com. That's paganthreat.com. Newsmax sponsored this message.
In Game 9.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by Lilly Center Monroe, and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. 44-0. North Crawford leading the Highland Cardinals, and the Cardinals have the football at their own 35-yard line on 1st and 10 as we have the running clock at 7:14 and counting in quarter number 3.
Thank you. And Terrell still in at quarterback. 1st and 10 from the 35. And Mankey hit in the backfield. Lost a yard back to the 34-yard line. That just kind of demonstrates Highland has been able to get nothing going today. They have maybe 3 first downs the entire game, and one of them, remember, was from penalty.
And it's all just at the line of scrimmage. I mean, you can just tell North Crawford is dominant on both sides of the ball when it comes to the line of scrimmage, whether it's, pushing the defenders back to score on the offensive side, and they're just able to penetrate on the defensive side of the ball. Just no room for anyone on the Highland side to execute anything.
Receivers left and right on 2nd and 11. High snap. Terrell pulls it down. Now in trouble and goes down for a Subs.com sack back at the 24-yard line. And we're brought to you by Russell Law Offices, here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices. Breckler Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. Steve Lindusky Steve Lindusky at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. We're also brought to you by the Highland State Bank in Highland and HighlandStateBank.net. Clock at 5:37 and running in the third quarter. 3rd down, 20 yards to go. Back to pass Terrell. Under pressure and gets sacked again, this time back at the 14-yard line. And, the interesting question after this game is going to be, how do you come back from this? But obviously the big issue for Highland is going to be, who are they going to be able to have playing next week when they go to DeSoto?
Yeah, and that's the other part, too, is that even in this blowout, your backup quarterback is still getting hit and hit very frequently, and it's not his obviously natural starting position for the team. It's going to be interesting how Highland is able to rally next week.
Highland, Zad Rizzo with a short punt, and this is only going to go to the 37-yard line. Our game brought to you by Mount City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Learn more at MountCityBank.com. Well, it is similarly not close at Ralphie Davis Pioneer Stadium, but they're happier about that because Platteville leads Stevens Point 45-0 with 9:46 left in the third quarter. 1st and 10, meanwhile, for North Crawford at the Highland 37-yard line, and it looks like we have a new quarterback. Run to the right side and no gain. The new quarterback appears to be Zach Bender.
No gain on the play, brings up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10, unless he's just in the backfield. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. We're also brought to you by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch Cobb in Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland, TriStar Mulch Cobb in Platteville. And a run down to the 35-yard line. Bender is the quarterback now.
Owen Blaha with the carry.
And this is Owen Blaha running the ball down to the 35. Third down, 8 yards to go. Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Laley Center Monroe. We're also brought to you by West End Salvage in Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz of the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste to West End Salvage in Lancaster. Everybody in tight. Wing back to the left. One running back now comes in motion, the wing back. And the pitch goes to the left side and Blaha, or right side and Blaha. He was running to the left, so that's my excuse. And that run down to the 32-yard line will make it 4th down and 4 yards to go. 2:30 remaining in the third. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists. You get to have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. 4th down, 4 yards to go. You might as well go for it, especially since they don't seem to kick. Obviously, you're not going to punt here. And a run for Bender to the 30 and down to the 29-yard line, and Highland gets a stop. And we'll take over at the 29 with 1:55 left in the third. 44-0 North Crawford. We're brought to you by Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. See if Highland can get something going here, something positive to go into next week in the final 90 seconds of the third quarter.
Yeah, North Crawford does have their starters pulled out from the game, at least most of them.
Bottom of the seventh, 9-2 Brewers over the Cubs. Here's a bomb pass over the middle, and the pass broken up at the 38-yard line.
Falls incomplete, intended for Zadrizzo.
Terrell trying to hit Zadrizzo with the pass incomplete. 1:03 remaining in the third quarter. Yeah, it's as I said, bottom of the seventh inning, with the Brewers leading the Cubs 9-2 on ESPN Radio AM 1590 WPVL. Game 2 in the series Monday on AM 1590 WPVL. Here's a run up the middle, first down and more, to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and into the end zone. And Brady Nanke bursts up the middle for a 72-yard touchdown run, a Northland Buildings touchdown, with with 27 seconds remaining in the third. And that finally puts Highland on the scoreboard. It's 44-6.
And something positive for Highland to build off of. They know that they're going to at least get out of this game without being shut out.
And they will go for two. And a run around the right side, and it's good for two.
Terrell takes it himself.
Jack Terrell takes it in. And that makes it 44-8. And again, with 27 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Mountain City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in a Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountaincitybank.com. I think I'm going to try to get employed by Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville because I just killed a bee, I believe. I hope I did.
Yeah, I think you did.
I crushed him against the glass without, I think, doing something that's going to attract all these other, those old disaster movies with the
Right,
African killer bees and all that.
Well, you can't let bees attack your sandwich.
No, for heaven's sakes. 27 seconds left in the third.
William Fritz sets kick.
In this economy, with that sandwich, no.
William Frisch to kick off. How did I know that was going to come up at some point? Line drive, short kick, fumbled, and downed right at the 35-yard line of North Crawford. 22 seconds left in the third. Yeah, the problem is I still got some steak sandwich left here. And our game today brought to you by Community First Bank. If you're in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. And we will be bringing you during the fourth quarter what we usually provide during the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones postgame show. But we're after three quarters, and it's 44-8. North Crawford over Highland on X1071.
In game 10.
Are you looking for a new and exciting career? This is Jen Casper with Queen Bee Radio. We're currently hiring for people to join our radio and digital sales team. Queen Bee Radio is a fun and family-oriented work environment with unlimited growth opportunities. Life's too short to work where you're not having fun. Give me a call today at 608-349-2045, and I can tell you firsthand how my career in radio sales has been incredibly rewarding. Go to our social media pages or our websites and click on the career link for details on this radio and digital sales opportunity and to apply.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's, your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the hygiene brand of products, as well as other dairy hygiene products. Make your operation more efficient and profitable, and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com.
In game 10.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Start of the fourth quarter, 44-8. North Crawford on top of the Highland Cardinals. And it is now 2nd and 9, ball at the 37-yard line.
North Crawford moving into the wind in the fourth quarter, not that they were affected by it one way or another, as they scored the almost every time they've had the ball, plus a fumble 6. Or what is it that they call that? Meanwhile, a run up the middle, up to the 39-yard line.
Some might call it a scoop and score.
Zach Bender runs it up the middle to the 37-yard line. Our game brought to you by Highland State Bank of Highland and HighlandStateBank.net.
Yeah, the one touchdown phrase I have yet to use this year is when a big man scores a touchdown. That's referred to as a thick six.
I've never heard that one before. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. I've heard that one. Run around the right side for bad impressions of the late, great Keith Jackson. Run around the right side for Sawyer, Logan Hagan. I should have known because DeLuca is listed as 6 feet tall. That is 6 inches taller than Logan Hagan is listed. Ball's up to the 42-yard line, and that is a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. First and 10, and the pitch to Hagan around the left side to the midfield stripe, and still going down inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line. Well, we might as well start.
Hagan, the ball carrier.
I think I can answer this first one. Most Valuable Player presented by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. Herms's will be the MVP for your next project. Go to Herms's Ace Hardware, Bloomington and Platteville. I got one idea. What do you think?
I think for North Crawford, it's got to be Colin Jacobus with the performance that he's had on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he had the scoop and score. And meanwhile, around the right side goes Hagan, and he is all the way inside the 30. Or Blaha, excuse me. And he is down to about the 25-yard line. Yeah, Jacobus is every bit as good as advertised, to say the least. We didn't really see him throw that much, but they didn't need it. I mean, he's about – there are running backs who would like to be as quick as he is, and he's the quarterback.
I mean, he's only thrown the ball 45 times coming into this game, so they don't really rely on him to pass the ball. It's really the ground attack that North Crawford hangs their hand on.
And meanwhile, the run up the middle by Bender. Bender gets pushed back.
Lost his helmet, too.
Bender on the carry. 90, the first one there.
He is down to the 21-yard line. Now, this maybe is more interesting. Scrapper of the game. The Weston Salvage Scrapper of the game, the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out in trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by Weston Salvage in Lancaster.
Outside of Colin Jacobus, I want to say Landon Blaha. I thought that he had a couple key plays, both on the offensive side. He also had an interception here in the third quarter, kind of getting it done in all phases of the game for the Trojans.
Fumble on the snap on 2nd and 5 at the 21. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7 after the 2-yard loss. Drive of the game presented by Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster. When it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service, because at Les Mack, you always get more from less.
Well, there's a lot to choose from for North Crawford.
The second, that second drive was 82 yards in 9 plays. And basically they just moved the ball down the field as they wanted to. You do the division, and that's like 8-9 yards a play.
That was a very methodical drive, and I'll agree with that, because that drive really did set the tone for the rest of the game. It was, Highland might have had a chance to get back into it after going 3-and-out on their first drive, but I think that drive really cemented the tone, and Highland just had no answer today.
After a 6-yard run, it is 4th and 1 at the Highland 17-yard line for North Crawford. And a run around the right side to Hagan. And Hagan gets the first down. Do I have to kill this one also before it gets me? Tricor Turning Point, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. I think this is a pretty obvious one also. And I would say that would be the scoop and score.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. That's where I was leaning.
Because, for one thing, that was the dreaded third score. And there's nothing quite as deflating as all of a sudden you see somebody with a ball running in what you consider to be the wrong direction.
And that came after a positive play for Highland on the offensive side when Jack Terrell was able to get a nice 5-6 yard gain to kind of get the momentum going for the Cardinals. But the off the handoff and the fumble, the scoop and score made it a 3-score game, and North Crawford didn't look back.
5:42 remaining, 44-8. And after a false start, 1st and 15 run, Hagan again. And he is down to the, after a game where they got the penalty yards back, it'll be 2nd and 6. Inside the Bitech Green Zone, or Greener Way Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. We'll have a very quick Reeves Wealth Management and Edward Jones post-game show afterwards in 5 minutes or so. Keeper for Bender around the left side. And Bender appears to have the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down at about the 2-yard line. And Highland has cleared off its bench as well. Bryler Draves in to make the stop. Yep. Not that they have a very large bench, as you can see in the lower right, because this is 8-player football. 1st and goal from the 2, and a run for a touchdown. Hagan No, actually it was Rowan Candler, perhaps?
Maybe.
Oh, Harper. Harper Salmon. Okay, thank you. A freshman, 5 feet tall, according to the program. He gets the touchdown to make it 50-6 or 50-8, and the run for 2, and a pile up right at the goal line, and it appears that it is unsuccessful. So a Northland Buildings touchdown, but not a successful Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point or points to make it 50-8. And the clock at 4:27 remaining. Again, North Crawford will host Kickapoo Lafarge next Friday. And Highland will go to DeSoto next Friday. There is an interesting little factoid about that. Of course, Kickapoo Lafarge is one of the 2 teams in the Region Valley 8 that is ineligible for the playoffs because they are too large.
Right.
But North Crawford, if they win that game, and I think Kickapoo Lafarge has 2 wins, they will get 3.3 points according to the matrix. Whereas if you beat a team that is your size, in other words, a playoff eligible team, you only get 3 points. That is a little weird, but that's how things set up. Everybody's trying to figure out how the matrix actually works because, of course, it seems to be a difference. North Crawford is ranked 4th by the coaches, but coming into this game, they're only 9th seeded in 8-player. And I don't know, I'll repeat what I said before. I cannot imagine 3 other teams in 8-player better than North Crawford is. Line drive kickoff. And Yankee returns to the 45 and about the 47-yard line, and the clock continues to run, 4:16 remaining. We will have, by the way, not 1, but 2 volleyball matches coming up on Tuesday Night Volleyball. We'll have River Ridge at Belmont at 7 on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And bonus coverage, this is a huge match. Stockton at Galena, and we'll have that for you at 6:40 on X1071. Last year, Galena won the NUI West again, but Stockton had the last word because they beat Galena in the sectional final.
So
on the way to state.
Revenge volleyball, perhaps.
Well, and you know, what's interesting is the run up to the 42-yard line. Trapper Hoffman is now the quarterback. Gain of 2 makes it 2nd and 8. What's interesting is that I think a lot of people thought, well, now they're not going to win anything. Gracie Furlong graduated. They're in first place. They were ranked number 1 earlier this year. They dropped to 5th because they lost 2 matches in a tournament. But suffice to say, they're good. Still. 2nd and 8 at a pitch around the right side to the 46-yard line. And Brallard Draves, the freshman. And it will be 3rd down and 3 yards to go. 2:37 remaining. And I feel like we will be home early in contrast to basically every game that I have done this year. For what that's worth. 33. And Hoffman runs, gets through a attempt at a stack, throws over the middle, the pass incomplete at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that time for Hoffman, he tried to roll out to the right. He did escape the sack, but when he threw it downfield, all 3 receivers downfield, blanket coverage by the North Crawford defense, and that's been symbolic of what North Crawford's been able to do. They've neutralized every aspect of Highland's offense here today with the exception of that Yankee touchdown run that we saw in the 3rd quarter.
Minute 50 remaining. Shoebox scoreboard update presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Top of the 8th, 9-3. Brewers over the Cubs in Game 1 of the National League Division Series. Fumbled ball, which will give the ball back to North Crawford because it was 4th down, so North Crawford takes over with 1:21 remaining. Game 2 of the National League Division Series Monday. I do not believe I have seen a start time for that, but we'll have it on AM 1590 WPVL.
Yep.
Games 3 and if necessary 4 will be Wednesday and Thursday, and if necessary Game 5 back in Milwaukee will be on Saturday. The other NLDS series, Dodgers and Philadelphia. .49 seconds remaining. And it looks as though North Crawford might simply run the play clock down and just sit on it. And that's what they're going to do. With 32 seconds left, and that will do it for today. North Crawford ranked 4th and showed they belong at least there. They're now 6-0, 7-0 overall. And Highland drops to 6-1 and 5-1, part of that tie for second place in the Ridge and Valley 8. Final score, North Crawford 50, Highland 8, at a very fast Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones post-game show after these messages on X1071.
Post-game 4 minutes.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
RPG came through the belly of the aircraft. We don't talk about the female combat wounded. These are our daughters and our sisters and our mothers. Wounded Warrior Project came into my life and taught me how to stand back up and get back in the fight. The truth is, I think we all have this strength inside of us, but until you're tested, you just don't know it's there.
See how Wounded Warrior Project empowers women veterans like Beth by visiting woundedwarriorproject.org/empowerwomenvets.
There are places, people, and conditions in this world that almost seem beyond hope. But not when Mercy Ships is there. Mercy Ships is a place restoring sight to the blind, happiness to the outcast, and joy to the brokenhearted. Mercy Ships is the reason why hope is now in sight. To learn more, go to mercyships.org.
Over 2.8 million Americans have served in our military since 9/11. Many have returned home with devastating injuries and few resources for them and their families. This is news correspondent Bob Woodruff. I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq in 2006. The military had my back that day, and they have each other's while serving. It's time we had theirs. Please join us as part of the Got Your Six initiative. To learn more, go to gotyoursix.org using the number 6.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury. I came home to fight depression, anxiety, and alcohol.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Adam Greathouse, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV's help, I've built a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Maybe you're not sure how you'll make rent, or you lost your job. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light. Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need.
211, how can I help you?
Call or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected. Get help. A message from United Way and the Ad Council.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical in Laley Center, Monroe. 50-8. North Crawford the win over Highland for the Highland homecoming. And as mentioned, I don't know who's better than North Crawford eight player-wise. We ended up finding out because North Crawford looks like a team that's going to go pretty deep, I should say, in the 8-player playoffs.
They certainly remind me of Highland from a year ago, right? Where Highland's team last year, they were, a very big athletic team, and they just ran roughshod through really everyone in the conference. And this team this year for North Crawford, they very much looked the part. They've shown that they are one of the top teams in the state. I'm very curious to see how the other resumes of the teams above North Crawford stack up to what the Trojans have. But, the eye test really tells the story for us today. And, they essentially played nearly flawless football today. I mean, in all three phases of the game. So, outside of a few penalties and stuff like that, but, you're going to have that in high school football regardless of, how good or how experienced you are. An outstanding showing by Coach Fredette's team here in Highland today.
And from Highland's perspective, they came in shorthanded.
Yeah.
Players playing out of position, players who may not have gotten a lot of playing time but had to because of that. And now the question becomes how you recover because they're not going to have an easy time with DeSoto next Friday.
Yeah, this is a very physical game. And, as we mentioned with Jack Terrell playing quarterback for Highland today, that's not his natural position. He's, more of a wide receiver, and a running back in a few situations. But, for someone having to play quarterback and having to run the offense, going up against a defense like this is a very, very tough assignment, whether you're experienced or not. Everything, what he wanted to do offensively, and then the offensive line just unable to protect him. He was pressured quite a bit, took a lot of big hits. It's just a tough day in the office, and, hopefully for his sake and for Highland's sake that they can regroup and ice up and get ready to go for a game against DeSoto next week.
50-8. North Crawford over Highland. And the Highland homecoming. And we will be back. We'll run you through the shoebox scoreboard. At least it's a happy homecoming at UW Platteville. We'll Point that out. And we'll be back to wrap this up and tell you what's coming up next week that we know of coming up on X1071.
Post-game 1 minute.
My son Finn was born with congenital heart disease and spent the first 8 months of his life in the hospital. Starlight Children's Foundation has played an important role in our lives. For 5 weeks as a baby, Finn lived in a Starlight Hero wagon instead of having to sleep in a hospital bed. Starlight provides moments of joy for families like mine at a time where there's very little to be found. Learn more about how Starlight brightens the lives of sick kids by visiting starlight.org today.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something.
Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Post-game 1 minute.
Closing up shop on the Edward Jones Reeves Wealth Management post-game show on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Our final score from Highland, the North Crawford Trojans over the Highland Cardinals, 50-8. Tyler Ducanis and Steve Prestegard from the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. A dominant performance by North Crawford here today, looking very much like the number 4 ranked team in the state, although, as we've been talking about it all game long, they are likely one of the better teams, have a strong case for number 1 based on their performance against a Highland team that came into this game with a 5-1 record. So we'll see what the rest of the way fares for North Crawford. We know that North Crawford takes on Kickapoo Lafarge next week, a likely win for them, so we can probably pencil in that they will be undefeated at the end of the regular season. And the Highland Cardinals, they'll try to rebound next week after falling to 5-2, and they take on DeSoto a week from tonight.
How about I turn my mic on? The Shoebox Scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Bottom of the 8th, 9-3 Brewers over the Cubs in Game 1 of the National League Division Series. That is on AM 1590 WPVL. We certainly hope Jackson Churio is all right.
Right.
3 hits and a hamstring injury today. Badgers got beat by Michigan 24-10. That was on 97.7 Country WGLR. Pioneers, happy homecoming, 52-0 over Stevens Point.
Happy homecoming for the Pioneers.
Most definitely. So here is what we have coming up. Game 2 of the National League Division Series, Cubs and Brewers, is Monday on AM 1590 WPVL. Tuesday, we'll have a doubleheader of volleyball. Stockton and Galena for the NUI West lead at 6:40 on X1071. And River Ridge and Belmont at 7 on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Wednesday, Game 3 from Wrigley Field. Brewers-Cubs, time to be determined on AM 1590 WPVL. Game 4, if necessary, is Thursday. Also on AM 1590 WPVL. Then Friday, we know, well, what do we know basically for Friday?
We do know that we will have Lancaster and Prairie du Chien on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We also have Platteville at Dodgeville on X1071. And I believe we will have Belleville at Fenimore and River Ridge at Seneca. Wazeeka Steuben will sort out the station and YouTube coverage for those 2 games coming up tomorrow. And, of course, once we have that, you can always check out the Queen Bee Radio sports schedule at am1590wpvl.com or follow our Queen Bee Radio social media channels for the games and the stations that we will have next week on Friday night.
And next Saturday, if necessary, we hope it isn't, National League Division Series Game 5 back at American Family Field. Time to be determined on AM 1590 WPVL. Plus, Iowa and Wisconsin for homecoming at 4 o'clock. On 97.7 Country WGLR. And a week from Sunday, Cincinnati and the Packers at 1 on 97.7 Country WGLR. R.J. Osterhaus is our sports director. John Joseph is our program director. Johnny Page is our chief engineer. And I guess our executive producer today today, Tyler DeCanis. Yeah, that was the steak sandwich. It was excellent. Thanks to Lynn Mishik and the staff at Highland High School. Thanks to our sponsors who help us bring this game to you, and thank you for joining us. Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City Kieler and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Over Doors is the Queen Bee Radio Sports presentation on X1071 WPVL FM Platteville and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel presented by H&N Plumbing, Heating, Electrical and Laley Center Monroe. North Crawford remains unbeaten, 50-8 over Highland. From the Ears Furniture, Bessie in the House. For Tyler DeCanis, I'm Steve Prestegard. More extreme hit music is next. We'll be back for Volleyball Tuesday and more football next week.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
The X, streaming live at x1071.com.